Hi, you guys. I hope everybody's doing okay. This is the video for the 12th week. And for this mission, we're going to be talking about our friends. And you guys are going to be using the past, present, and future simple on this mission. Okay, so we're going to do a quick reminder. The present simple is used usually for habits, routines, things that repeat. So we use words like always, usually, sometimes, every day, on Sundays, Tuesdays, frequency adverbs. Okay, this is the positive form, and this is your formula. You got a subject, and then the present tense, and then the object, and then the time expression. Remember that for third person, an S ending has to be added to the verb. Okay, so here's your example. Frank usually takes a bus to work. This is the negative form. For the negative form, we use verb to do. Okay, so here we go. Subject, this is formula. Subject, do, does if it's third person, and then the negative form, not. And then the contracted, you can do a contraction. Contracted form is don't or doesn't, and then the verb, which has to be in base form. Okay, and then the object, and then the time expression. Okay, and this is your example. They don't often go to Chicago. The present simple is also used to talk about facts that are always true. So, for example, the sun rises in the east. For us, that is true. Dinner costs $20. So I guess nowadays it is also true. Speaking languages improves your chances to get a job. It sure does. The present simple is also used to talk about future. Talk about the future. When we say that something will take place. So for example, we will have lunch when they arrive next week. Or what will you do after he makes his decision? Okay, now past simple. Past simple is used to express something that happened at a past point in time. And we usually use words to say exactly when that happened. So we use words like ago, in plus a year, like in 1995, in plus a month, in June, yesterday, last week, last month, last year. This is the positive form, and this is your formula. Subject plus past tense plus the object, and then a time expression. So for example, I went to the doctor's yesterday. She bought a new car last week. Here's the negative form, and this is your formula. Subject plus did, because we use verb to do in past tense, and then your negative, so not. So contracted form, didn't, and then your verb, which has to be in base form, and then your object, and then your time expression. So for example, they didn't join us for dinner last week. He didn't attend the meeting. Now future simple. Future simple with will is used to make future predictions and promises. Often the precise moment of the action will occur is unknown or undefined. Often. With this sense, we usually use words like soon, next month, next year, next week. This is the positive form. This is your formula. So you got a subject, and then the auxiliary will, and then verb, which remember that it has to be in base form, and then the object, and then the time expression. For example, the government will increase taxes soon. Another one, she will give a presentation next week. The negative form. Here's the formula. Subject plus will, and then the negative, not. Remember that contracted, it changes to won't, and then the verb in base form, and then the object, and then the time expression. So for example, she won't help us much with the project, or I won't help him with that problem. And now I'm going to give you an example on how you can talk about your friends on your video. So I'm going to talk about my friends. Okay, my best friends are Johnny and Jose. And if you're thinking that Johnny is the guy with the big hat, you're mistaken. Johnny is the guy with the Mexican hat because Johnny is Mexican and Jose, he's half English and half Peruvian. My friend Jose, I met him in a school when we were working in Metepec. He lived a long time in Peru, but he was born in the UK. His dad is from the UK. He used to be a surfer, and he has this crazy story. Once he fell inside of a glacier, and he had to be rescued. So it was pretty crazy. He introduced me to my friend Johnny. We met in a bar. We were supposed to talk about business, and we ended up celebrating something. I can't remember what, because Johnny, he's a party guy. He likes to party just like me. So we clicked immediately. They both live here in Toluca, and both of them like to go out. They like to travel. Last time we went to Valle de Bravo, and that was the last time we went out. We do have something in common. We all have families. We all have kids and wives. Sorry, but we have kids. So we're always talking about our kids, and we're always talking about work because Jose is also a teacher, and Johnny is also an English teacher. We're all English teachers. So we're always talking about work, and we're always talking about our family. If I find something interesting, a new app or a new way to teach something, we're always sharing our stories. So guys, these are my friends. I hope that this video was helpful and it was insightful and it helps you with your mission. All right, take care and I will see you soon. Bye.